Hurricane Sandy crashing on shore. Winds now at 90 miles per hour, and this storm is so big, so vast, 60 million Americans will feel its power.
I like helping. It's just my human nature to come help people in need. So to be part of something this big is really unique and something I'm going to share with my son and any other kids I have down the road.
It was a little bit nervous at first, and then as we got going, it was exciting. I've been on storm trouble, but I've never gone 5 states away to go on storm trouble.
Never been on a hurricane response. I knew there was a big storm coming, and it was a massive storm, and I thought to myself, I hope we're prepared for it.
The driving itself, just to navigate around town, to go 5 miles would take you almost an hour. It was just unbelievable.
Once you got out there and you seen the devastation of everything, it was tough.
There was cars overturned. The houses were just demolished from the water and the waves hitting them. People had 5-6 foot of water, and their first floors pretty much lost everything they had.
When people are out of power for 10, 12, 15 days, you expect them to be angry and upset, but most of the people were very, very thankful that we were in the area.
They were just amazed that we came 1,100 miles to restore their power.
Everybody we dealt with was more than gracious to us. I mean, they thanked us for everything.
We did have a lot of people stop and thank us, especially when they saw the Wisconsin plates or Iowa plates.
One home that in particular, they came down when we arrived, and they said, "Hey, where are you guys from?" We said, "We're from Iowa." And about 25 minutes later, we got the power on, and all of a sudden we heard, "Go Iowa, yay Iowa." That energizes you and motivates you for the trip.
As soon as we got the power on, this lady and her daughters ran up to us with a plate of hot cookies. And to think that after someone's been out of power for 10 or 12 days, the first thing they can think of is to run out and make sure that we have hot cookies is a pretty neat thing.
Many of the crews were working 14 to 16-hour days, 2 weeks straight, and they did it without getting hurt. They kept going at it, and the host utility had really recognized our work ethic and commented on how our employees kept going to restore service. And that's what really made me proud as a whole, to see the employees working that hard.
We drove almost 250,000 miles between all those vehicles and just had very few incidents. The guys really rose to the occasion from a safety perspective.
I got to work with guys from Wisconsin, other guys from around this area you don't get to work with very often, and that was a good time.
I know I made at least 20 new friends, and it's something I'm glad I did it.
People really bonded, and there was no dividing lines between our management team and our union employees and IPL or WPL. We're all working as a team. We're all kind of mixed together, sleeping. It was a great experience for our company and something I'll never forget.
It was actually fun to watch the groups take off in the morning and go work pretty much all day. They would come back again 8, 9 o'clock at night. They were tired, but the attitudes were very positive. Very impressed with the work ethic and attitudes of our crews.
It just goes to show you the strength of the company and all the good workers they have working for the company. You know, I mean, it's just unbelievable that everybody is like that.
Even though the employees that went out east did a huge part in restoration, there was a big role for a lot of the employees that stayed back to help keep service going. And we wouldn't have been as successful out east without the support we had from home.
You go out there, you're saying to yourself, you know what, we're here to help. But when you come back, you look at that and you say, boy, I'm thankful for what we have. There's a lot of people that don't have a home anymore, you know, and your heart really goes out to those people. And after you're out there for a while, you kind of stop complaining about things. And you got to look at the eyes of the customers and what your mission is out there.
I would do it again in a heartbeat.
It felt really good to get home.
I'm Pat Campling, Chairman, President, and CEO of Alliant Energy. I'd like to take a moment to say thank you. When Superstorm Sandy hit the East Coast, we were ready to help. It was truly impressive how quickly our employees volunteered and how so many of them worked to get our crews on the road as soon as possible. I do appreciate the hard work and resilience they showed, and most importantly, their safety record was outstanding, even given extremely challenging working conditions. It was heartbreaking to see the devastation that occurred to an area and to people that I know quite well. As many of you know, I was raised in New York, and I was extremely grateful to learn that our employees were assigned to an area that I consider home. I could easily picture the locations that they were working in, knowing firsthand that the terrain and driving conditions were very different than what they were used to. But I also knew that even though they were far from home, their professionalism and dedication to safety and to customers would remain a top priority. They made a big difference in people's lives, and I am not at all surprised by the many positive messages we have received on their behalf. We should all be very proud of the impact our crews had in helping reconnect many communities in New York State. I know I am. Thank you.